how tough is the staff part of college football now too? That coach is moving around so much, and when you have success, people want your coaches. When coaches always want more money. I mean, how much of that is part of the job too?
It's a bigger part than you'd ever manage. Yeah, coaches come in and just like players, respectfully, they want a raise or they want another year on their contract. And if they've done a good job, I respect that. And I respect that they're just trying to take care of their families too. Yeah. And that this is a job for them and they put in work. And, sometimes they don't understand. I don't have a pile of NIL money lying around for the players just to hand them. And I don't have that necessarily for the staff. Yeah. So those are some really hard conversations. Yeah. The hiring and firing piece is one thing. I didn't realize how hard that would be. I mean, you got to do your due diligence while you hire people, and you got to make your phone calls. You got to interview people, and then you got to make that decision. And then, unfortunately, when you do have to let somebody go, that's really hard because not only are you affecting them and their family, and that's probably hard for me to do with a lot of people, but you have to make the decision that's best for everybody else's family and ultimately for Boston College. Yeah. And then managing your staff, right? Yeah. That's definitely, there's a lot that goes into it, that being a head coach that you would never think about. And now that I'm also the general manager and you're trying to manage the cap, that you don't really know what the cap is, and you're fundraising, and I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, I want to coach football. I know. I mean, I said to you earlier, like, I want to coach more defense this year than I did last year. Yeah. And now it's just prioritizing, like, how am I going to not do this? And I got to coach again. I miss coaching DBs. Yeah. But how am I going to do that? Yeah. And that's what I need to figure out. I was just talking to someone about how an NFL front office is structured, and how there's a general manager who's overseeing the roster, and there's also someone who oversees free agency. There's someone who oversees the salary cap. That's a separate person, right? Yeah. That's all just the head coach in college football right now. It's crazy. You're literally doing 10 jobs that would be in the NFL. Yeah, you are. You're trying to manage the cap, which you really don't know what it's going to be. So you're fundraising for the cap, right? And then you're the GM. You're making all the decisions on who you're taking, not only in the recruiting class, but now in the portal class. Yeah. And then it's almost like you do, and a lot of people do, you need someone who's directing the high school aspect, the portal aspect, and then keep people underneath there. Yeah. I mean, I kept 2 coaches back during those 2 weeks of the portal that I really trusted, and I said,
you guys know I love football. And this football season, I've been trying to find a new way to bet on sports. I'm sick of using casinos, the traditional way to do it. And I found the best way to do it, had to tell you guys about it. It's on Cut. Cut is the game-changing social betting platform. Look no further. This is where you got to be. It's a peer-to-peer betting playground. So put your money where your mouth is. It's time to fire on sports on the best new app I've been looking for a long time. And I found it. It's on Cut. Use my promo code ADAMB and get a 10% deposit match at cut.com. That's cut.com, Kutt.com. Use my code ADAMB for a 10% deposit match when you deposit money.
You got your GAs, you got your analysts, you got your recruiting people, you lead the offense, you lead the defense. Because I wanted to attack the portal this year more than I had. That way we had somebody I trusted watching each kid that went in. Yeah. And then we would meet, and then I'd get ready to fly from wherever they told me to go to go see that kid. Yeah. So now I'm scout too, right? Now I'm trying to go get the kid. I mean, there was one morning I had, and I won't say the exact places, I started the morning somewhere in Florida and had breakfast. Mm-hmm. I went somewhere in the Midwest and had lunch. And then I went somewhere completely different and had dinner. And I saw 3 kids. And
you're probably finding out where you're going like the day before, right?
Or when I called back and said, hey, this kid just hit, you got to go see him. I was like, all right, I'll go. Let's do it. Yeah. And then sometimes there's like a line to see that kid. I flew into one airport, and now granted, I wasn't flying commercial to these places, right? But I flew into one small airport, and the lady at the counter said, wow, there must be some really good coaches. There's been like 12 of you here today. I was like, probably don't have a very good chance with this kid. And then you see the planes kind of lined up. Like, I guess we aren't the first here. Someone must have known about this kid before he went in the portal. But that's what you're doing. And the other hard part is you're trying to get to know these kids in 2 weeks. Yeah. Because here, like, I got to bring in high character kids that value academics, that are going to fit in on our campus and fit in our locker room. That's really important to me. Yeah. Like, really important. I think we've done a really good job, but you get 2 weeks to get to know somebody. Yeah. That's it.
It's easy to miss when you get 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean,
because normally you got 2 years if you're a high school kid. You're talking to his counselor, you're talking to his high school coach, you know, all that.
Yeah, you got years to ask multiple people, but now it's you better do your homework, which a lot of times I think for us where we've hit is people that we've kind of had relationships with, or maybe recruited in the past that we did know, or this coach coached them somewhere else, and that helps a lot. But I mean, you could see why you can make some mistakes. I respect those that have went out in the portal, that have got a lot of guys and that hit it and that have won that way. I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they're playing within the rules, and it's hard to hit on all those players.